Okay, so today we have some stretches for you. I wanted to show the different levels of tension that you need to put on different types of leather. We have a soft leather, we have a older exotic leather, and we have a hard shell leather. Okay, so the soft leather you can actually put a lot of pressure on. In fact, you can actually put too much pressure on. Now we've already conditioned the material so it's nice and soft, so it's not going to rip or tear or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and push the stretcher in. We're stretching the ball, which is in here. Okay, and this one you can see turns pretty easy. It'll get out to where it needs to go pretty quick, and I have no problem turning it whatsoever. Okay, now right about there we've reached full tension. That's about as much as you want to put on there, and you can see that we got a good bit out of it. Okay, so that was pretty easy. Now we have a pair of Gator cowboy boots. These are a little older. These are about 20 years old, so we have to be very delicate and careful with these. Not only do we have to be careful with them, but you actually have to put a little bit of pressure on them. So you have to try a little bit more. All right, so what we're looking for, as always, is we're looking for the amount of tension we put onto the leather. You can hear it moving now. So you gotta be careful. You can see the scales popped right in here, right in the seam. They didn't actually break loose or anything like that. They showed that they had a lot of tension being put on them right there. And right about there is where we're gonna max out. Just feel the bend. That's the end of the stretcher. That's the center of the stretcher. It does not move very much. Okay, now that one was a little bit harder to do. You can see, yeah, that's as much as I'm gonna put on it. So the left one went a little bit more than the right one. All right, now this is a little bit of hard shell leather. Now this one is actually, oddly enough, the most durable and yet the easiest to break. And the reason being is because I can't actually use my arm to stretch it because it ends up getting too difficult towards the end. I can get it started, turn to about right there, and after about right there, the tension actually starts to where it'll hurt my wrist, whatnot. So we have to put a little leverage on. Now, given that the leather is strong enough to be able to take it, we can put a lot of pressure on it. But it's a fine line there because these seams right in here can't take the amount of pressure that the leather itself can. So we have to be very careful not to bust these seams as we're putting pressure on the leather itself. That did very nice. All right, so that's our stretch video today. As you can see, different types of leather require different amounts of tension in order to get the same results. Too much, really, really bad. Too little, you don't get the benefit out of it. So be careful when you're doing this stuff. All right, have a nice day. Thank you for another lesson in leather.